Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a little Q&A. I recently asked you guys on Instagram to ask me anything relating to life back in USA after having lived in Italy for about 3.5 years. A lot of you are really curious to see how the transition has been. We've been back, my husband, who's Italian, for those of you who don't know. Wow, I've been back in the States for almost 5 months already. It's crazy. It feels like I just came back yesterday. A lot has happened since. My husband has been back just for a couple of months. He came a little bit after me. But anyways, I just kind of want to dive into it, answer your questions. There were a lot of questions, so I won't be able to get to all of them today, but I will get to as many as I can. Before we get into those questions, I did want to just give a shout out to the jewelry that I am wearing today. The brand is Luisa, New York, and I've talked about them on my YouTube channel before. They were kind enough to gift me the beautiful pieces that I have on. They are having a site-wide sale going on in honor of Valentine's Day. They don't have sales quite often, which is why I wanted to let you guys know. You can use the link down below if you're interested in taking advantage of that sale. It is through February 10th, so if you're looking for something for yourself, for a significant other, for a loved one, or for anyone for that matter, for Valentine's Day or for any other future occasion, now's the time. Love their pieces so much because they're delicate, dainty, but they also have some edge to them. And they are actually made from 100% recycled gold or sterling silver, and their packages are recycled as well. So very sustainable. I really love that they're not just costume jewelry that after a few weeks of wear, they fade. They're a great quality for the price you pay. Their pieces go from quite affordable to also high-end luxury pieces as well. So if you are interested in checking out their pieces, I've been wearing these every day. The link will be down below. If you end up getting any of their pieces, let me know what you think. Okay guys, let's go into the questions. I do want to kind of elaborate that a lot of questions were about my husband Emilio and his job and all of that, but in order to respect his privacy, he likes to keep his life more on the private side. I respect that completely, and I'm honoring that, so I won't be answering any questions pertaining to Emilio's like profession, but any of the other questions I will answer. Okay, so will you be going back to visit Rome soon? I wish. We don't have any immediate near future plans. Emilio's some of his family, as you may know, are in Rome, and the other are in Calabria, which is the region down south. We don't have any immediate plans, but we would like to, but nothing set. Quality in coffee between the US and Italy. Dying to know this one. It's so different. So the coffee in Italy is obviously amazing. Their espresso and the quality that goes into their coffee is good and delicious. I feel like, well, we use Nespresso here at home, and if I do go out, all of the coffee shops, like I feel like the quality here in the States is really good too. Starbucks is like obviously a chain, and I don't know what the quality I don't know how much quality their coffee has. I still like it, but it's definitely different, and I don't think you can't compare apples to oranges basically. Coffee here is good depending on where you get it and where you go, but in Italy the same basically. As far as expenses, is it more expensive to live in the US or Italy/Europe? That definitely depends on the city, and it depends on you and your salary. I think in Rome, the prices for rent or to buy real estate are insanely high in respect to the average salary of a Roman. So I think but on the day-to-day, like eating out or things at the grocery store, I think those are a lot more economical, at least in Rome, compared to the grocery stores here in the US. But I think cost of living and compared to the salaries earned in the States is better. Best thing about being back in the States, and what do you miss most about Italy? This is tough because I miss a lot of things about Italy. I would say the best thing for me personally that has been back in the States is ease of mind. Landing a job that I absolutely love and am passionate about that I would have never been able to find living in Rome. I think that's definitely one of the best things about being in the States, and of course being close to family. I see my family a lot more, and that has been really great. And just the everyday luxuries, just, I don't know, they may seem minuscule to you guys, but like being able to drive everywhere and pulling up and having parking everywhere, at least in Houston where we live, has been really great. And I feel like I haven't had the day-to-day stress of having to do just the daily bureaucratical things that I had to do in Rome. And in Italy, I definitely miss the food. There's some good Italian restaurants here, and Emilio's family. That's pretty much the thing. And being able to just hop on a train and take really quick weekend trips, weekend getaways to places. Definitely miss that. How is Emilio adapting to this new country? You can now share about this struggle. So Emilio has adapted really well. He can adapt in any situation, and he's very flexible and very open-minded, which is amazing. And not many people are like that. I think, of course, he misses his family, but I think he also feels like the day-to-day is a little easier here. But of course, he's an Italian and he's going to miss his home country, and that's kind of all I'm gonna say about that. What was the hardest part about transitioning from Italy back to the States? I don't know, for me it was really easy to transition back. I think I was so over Rome, and it's a love-hate relationship. I loved so much about Rome, but there were a lot of things that I was very frustrated with, and I think I was so already over that I don't know. I guess the hardest part about transitioning back was maybe, I guess I could say maybe YouTube, because I had so much free time in Italy, and being able to dedicate to my YouTube channel and to filming and to editing videos and to exploring new places. Whereas here I do have a full-time job now, and it's a lot harder. And I guess that's been a hard transition, is to find the balance of balancing work and hobbies, I guess. How does your husband feel about moving to the US? He was definitely for it. He was in on it with me. He wanted to come. He was actually about to move to the US before we had even met. So he's kind of always had the plan to at least try living in the US. So he was very excited. How different do you feel inside? Are you more patient, active, stressed, anything else in the US? So I am definitely more patient. I don't know why. I think because my patience was so tested in Italy, daily, dealing with daily tasks, that here, at least in my opinion, it's a lot easier to get things done. It's a lot easier to run errands. Those are like the superficial things, but I definitely feel like I have more patience. I definitely feel like I'm more active. I feel I go to the gym more. I don't know, I feel just more in my environment here. And I think I did a real good job at adapting to Italian life. But here, I think that everything is so not foreign to me. And in Italy, I got used to so many things, and I had Emilio's family and Emilio to help me with a lot of things. But I feel less dependent on people living here back in the States. And I feel a lot more independent with doing adulting tasks like paying the bills and taxes and things that I really had no clue what I was doing in Italy. And I think less stress, but in different ways. So now that I have a full-time job that I love, I have less stress of making ends meet every month, but I am stressed trying to balance doing really good at work and keeping social life and being at home and present with my husband and my pets and my family. So different types of stressors, but I definitely feel like I'm a more positive person in the US. Crazy. If you ever move back to Rome, is life better in the States or in Italy? Never say never. I think Italy is a great place to live if you don't need a job, if you don't need like stability, or it's a great place to retire to. So maybe in the future we will move back. I don't know if that's Rome or another city, but never say never, but not in the near future. And life isn't better in the States, it's just different. That's all I can say. It's really hard. I don't know how to explain it. There's certain things that are better, of course, here, and there's certain things that are better in Italy. Are you happy to have your new job? How did you get your new job? So I am very, very happy. I just can't express that enough. Like and how did I get it? So for those of you who don't know, I do social media content marketing, and I'm working in an industry that I never thought I would work in. Like that would be in Houston. I always thought that this industry I would have to move to New York or Los Angeles. And so I'm so grateful and that I had the opportunity. Basically, when I first moved back, I had no job. I was on LinkedIn submitting my resume all over the place. I found this position on LinkedIn. I submitted my resume. I didn't hear back from them actually, and I just wanted to manifest this job. I had this feeling. Like, I actually ended up sending my resume to the head of HR, and I heard back. So yeah, I heard back, and the interview process was like a 4-step long interview. It was like over probably a month from when I submitted the resume to all the interviews and projects they had me do. It was a full month before I got the job, but it was probably one of the hardest, most intense interview processes I've been through, but it was like a fun interview. I don't know, it was intense, but it was worthwhile because I am so happy where I am. Like, I definitely needed to figure out my passion for social media and content marketing in Rome. Before I had moved to Rome, I actually wasn't even in that field. I was doing like sales, and I found my passion in Rome. So Rome led me to my passion, which now led me to like a dream job for me, basically. So yeah, I guess how I got it was just persistence, not giving up, manifesting, being positive, and just hard work. Like, find what your passion is, improve yourself, I guess, and don't give up when you don't hear back, but be professionally persistent. How is your husband dealing with the change in culture? I think, well, he definitely loves Americans for sure, but there's some things where he just doesn't understand. And I'm like, well, yeah, we have to do it this way in the States because of this. And he's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And just like me in Italy, I think now the roles are kind of reversed, and I kind of am teaching him how to deal with certain things, but he's doing great. I mean, he's very autonomous. He's great. I'm very proud of him for how quick he's transitioned. I know some days are hard and he misses his family, and he doesn't know anybody. And I have to be honest though, moving back here, this is my hometown, but pretty much all my friends left. So I do have one of my best friends who's still here, but besides that, I don't really have a set group of friends here. So we're kind of in that together, honestly. Someone asks, how do you keep up your Italian? Okay, I just posted something on Instagram today actually, which is so true. I related to it so much. I really try to speak more Italian with Emilio now that we're here, but it's like it's Tanglish, mostly English, especially since I use English all day long at work, that when I come home, I don't really think to switch on and turn on Italian. I still try to watch YouTube videos and TV series in Italian. I call Emilio's family frequently to make sure I keep it up. And I read in Italian, certain things. So that's how, but I have to say I'm losing it. I don't think I'll ever lose it to how much I lost my Spanish, but it's hard to keep it up when everything around you is in English. But I try really hard with Emilio, but I do kind of just give up and get lazy and just switch to English if I don't know a word. Did you have any reverse culture shock when returning to the US? Not really. I mean, everything here is, for me personally, is just really has been really comfortable and easy, and not really. I mean, like, going to the DMV or things like that are a piece of cake. If you've lived in Italy for at least a year, you know what I mean. Everything in Italy is like going to the DMV every day. At least that's my opinion. So I didn't really have culture shock. I guess like the restaurants and the service, and like having everything like be really quick and fast, and the turnover to be really quick and to close out. That way they turn tables. In Italy, I guess I'm used to sitting and enjoying and talking for hours, whereas here it's like go, 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 go. I guess that was kind of a shock to me. Like, let me just enjoy my meal and let us sit here. Americans are very like, let's eat and run. And I think that has been kind of a culture shock to me. Reverse culture shock. Someone asks, how and what procedures did you get to get his green card, and how does it compare? So that could be a whole other video in its own, but every person is its own case. So I could tell you what happened and what worked for us. Every case is going to be different. We just basically asked for it in Rome. Since I was a resident at the time, I could ask through the American Embassy in Rome. A lot of people actually get like the K1 visa and live in the US and have to get married, I think within 90 days or something like that, and stay in the States. But since Emilio was working still like in Italy, we had to go back to Italy, and it just made sense. Once we got married here, we went back to Italy and asked and did the whole immigrant visa application in Italy and had to do the interview in Naples. I think from start to finish it was like a 7-month-long thing, but Emilio didn't physically get his green card until like several weeks after he got into the US. But it was definitely a long process, but we didn't use any lawyers or attorneys or anything. We did it all ourselves, and we're very proud of it. It was very stressful though. But every procedure is different for every case. What's the biggest way that living in Italy has changed you on a personal level? I think it has definitely caused, like living in Italy really allowed me to live day to day and not worry so much about the future, because I'm a worrywart type A kind of personality where I need to know what I'm doing tomorrow, the next day, the next month, months from now. Italy's not like that. The people there, Italians, are definitely not like that. They call you like the minute before dinner and like, hey, come over for dinner. So it's allowed me to just kind of go with the flow and be okay with not having everything planned out, and just kind of being, yeah, just kind of living it day by day, I guess, and enjoying each day to the fullest, really is what it taught me. All right, guys, a lot of the questions are repeating themselves, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted questions. And if you are interested in having a part 2, or if you do like these kind of Q&A sit down videos, then definitely leave this video a thumbs up and be sure to let me know. And don't forget about the sale going on for Valentine's Day online at Ana Luisa. I will leave the link and all the information down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I will see you in my next video. Ciao!